I know it's very early for many of us in the United States, but for those of us in different parts of the world, it could actually be quite late or the day has already begun. But I wanted to come out real quick and make this video and have a conversation. Tonya Tko After Dark. And the title of today's video is Women Don't Thrive in the Masculine. And I wanted to give a call to action for all of the women that I know who have been spending far too long in their masculine energy. For those of you who don't know, yesterday I was embroiled in this ridiculous back and forth. Good morning. Good morning. Come and say hello. Juju, why are you still awake? You were here all day yesterday. Wait, Juju, are you the one who works the night shift? I don't know, but come in. Come in, come in, come in. All right. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let me just say this, right? For those of you who don't know, yesterday I was embroiled in this. Hey, Yolanda in South Africa. South Africa in the house. All right. So I was embroiled in this ridiculous back and forth yesterday with UPS and arguing with these men and arguing with these women, these supervisors on the phone. Well, not arguing, but really asserting myself and being in that masculine energy to get what it is that I needed to get done yesterday, right? And and after I got off of the computer yesterday, I just went and I had to lay down. And I am just now awaking refreshed. And I just really had to take some time for myself. Scrub my skin and give myself a mini little facial with a lymphatic drainage massage and just sleep on a satin pillow. And I just really covered myself in soft blankets and just really replenished myself. I drank a nice, refreshing, warm, hot cup of cacao last night and just stayed in my own energy, replenished my feminine energy, right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Grand rising for those of you who don't like the word morning, right? UPS Boxgate. The Boxgate boondoggle. Did you all see the little mini snippet video that I put up? And that was just one because there was another man who came here uh, looming over me in his full booming voice and nonsense to tell me why he wasn't going to pick up my boxes and him himself didn't have a, a hand truck, right? Nonetheless, right? I had to take the time to just refresh, and I wanted to talk to all the women I know out there who are spending a lot of time in their masculine. Because what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go back to sleep, and I'm going to wake up. Well, actually, I'm going to read. I spent some time reading something that I enjoyed last night, and just really replenish myself. So, for those of you who spend too much time in the masculine, I want to encourage you to do things to re-energize your feminine energy. Later today, I'm going to do my makeup real slow and I'm going to do a video and I am going to just exude and stay in that femininity because it has to be replenished. For those of you with men in your lives and you find yourself drained in your relationship, you find yourself depleted, I want you to just take a check and see whether or not you are operating in your masculine or whether or not you're operating in your feminine, whether or not you have the opportunity to replenish your feminine, right? So, how do you know if you're operating in your masculine? You must realize that the masculine is active, right? The masculine is a moving motion, the feminine is a rested motion. So if you have a career in which you are constantly having to get things done or force people to see things a certain way or exert your exert your authority or your exert your dominance over others, right? You may find yourself depleted. If you're in a relationship with a man and you are constantly having to be the one to fix things or make things right or make things comfortable for him, and you're constantly out there working with all of these pressures on you, right? No hand truck nonsense, right? Exactly. And somebody with a name that I cannot read says, "This came right on time for me." Okay. Well, I'm happy that there are people who are feeling what I'm saying. If you're tasting what I'm cooking, go ahead and throw up a number one. If you're on the text notification squad, go ahead and throw up your 10 tens, right? All right. If you're in a relationship where you constantly find yourself having to be the decision maker, having to be the go-getter, having to be Mrs. Fix It, etc., in the relationship, you may be operating in your masculine. This is how women end up getting sick, right? Thyroid issues, issues in the breast area from having to be the constant caregiver of a grown man, or even having to constantly be the caregiver of children and not having anybody there to replenish you, right? Good morning, everybody. Grand rising, right? If you're a single mom and you're having to constantly be the sole caregiver, you have to take special care to make sure that you are doing the things that you need to do to to stay vibrant, to re-energize the feminine energy, because that's where you thrive. The other day, a man called in and he was telling me that as a man, he could physically force me to do whatever it is that he wanted me to do, right? And as I was reading this book last night, and it was an evolutionary psychology book, and I love evolutionary psychology because it digs into the heart of who it is that we are as animals and how we operate in this modern era with really stone aged minds, right? And as I was reading this book, I it dawned on me, we women, we've been living in this world. We've been living in this world with men since the beginning of time. We created men, and we continue to create and civilize men, right? And it dawned on me that I would never try to meet a man where he is with physical force, because that's the realm in which men thrive. They thrive in the realm of physical force and dominance and competition and all of that, right? And I thought to myself, that's not how I, as a woman, would beat him. And men nowadays on the internet are instructing them each other, right? In how they are the superior beings because they are physically stronger, right? But just between us girls, since it's just, us women here tonight, that's not where we thrive. We don't we don't survive in the world that we are now based on brute force. I, as a woman, right, in contact with a man's aggression, would naturally slip into my feminine, so that before all is said and done, if he and I were trapped in a room together, before all is said and done, I would employ him and his strength and his masculinity to work, to fight to get both of us out of that room. Before all is said and done, right? Before all is said and done, I would be utilizing and leveraging his strength and his masculinity to break those walls down, to fight other men. Oh, goodness. Let me read some of these comments because I forced all men who wanted to date me to step up. When they didn't, I cut off all communication and closed a never fully read chapter. I don't allow men of any sort to waste my time or take me for granted. I'm much happier. Yes. Michonne's girl, someone is saying, I feel you doing the same with my mom. Remember to take care of yourself too. Oh, that's another thing, especially since we're coming upon the age where many of us are caregivers for our parents and what that is like behind the scenes. And the definite need in those situations for us to replenish ourselves so that we don't end up sick and tired, right? Sick and tired, depleted, run down, haggard, looking a mess, filled with dis-ease, etc., etc., right? Erica's saying, girl, the laughing. And Terry says, brilliantly explained. Yeah, so it's like when it comes to, listen, of course, when it comes to business, when it comes to business, you don't have a personal relationship with these people, but it is, it is, it is always easier to get men to do what you want them to do by pretending to be cooperative or sad. A woman's sadness, a woman's sadness has a profound effect on men, your unhappiness and that. A man who is in his masculine and a man who is worth a damn, right? A man who's worth a damn. Um, your sadness will spring him into action. Your displeasure has a profound effect on men in which they will try harder and harder to try to please you. And there's just something about the vibrant feminine that is also nourishing to men. It's emotional, physical, and spiritually on you. Even if you can do the spa day, take hour to do something just for you. Sometimes it's the small things, of course, absolutely. I would clap, but it's very early in the morning, so I'll just do a, okay? So yes, absolutely, absolutely. Marcus says, oh, exactly, Tonya. A man should never underestimate the power of a woman's intelligence or psychological charm. What did he say? Psychological prowess. And you know what? And I guess so. We do have a man that is in here, and he can attest. He can attest. Um, I thought it was just us girls, but apparently there's the physically stronger gender among us. So Jenny says, I was in a relationship for years with a narcissistic man that drained the life out of me, and I became much sicker in health than I was before I met him, and I couldn't recognize that I was drowning being with him until I left him. No one runs to save the queen, everyone runs to save the princess. Ooh, oh, I wish I could clap. Yes. Juju says, no lies detected, Tonya. Bring the truth all the time. Yes. So I just wanted to tell you women. Erica says, no hand truck. You can use mine. No excuses, sir. I can help with that. LOL. Now what? And you see, Erica, I can imagine that you may be a woman who needs to replenish your feminine. Because, hey, Iffy, did you get my email? I gave you your coupon code for winning the contest during the New Year's Day party. right? Juju, Juju is male. I did not know because you know the person from Love and Hip Hop, her name is Juju. So I thought Juju was a woman. My bad. Excuse me. I apologize. I apologize. I did not know that. All right. Frankie says, I'm able now to rest in my femininity. I was married to someone who didn't allow me to do that. I'm so happy. Kathy says, my thoughts exactly. They need to also learn to put respect on our name and being. You know what? That whole put respect on it, again, very masculine, right? Women thrive in the realm of not having to force. Erica, you talking about your hand truck? Yeah, what hand truck? And you can help. Well, help who? Well, why? Why would I, you, or any woman be quote unquote helping a man, a man who is employed to lift your boxes? What in the world? So yes, I'm talking to you, especially since you jump up talking about he could use your hand truck and you could help. Stop that. Sit back and let him go get a hand truck and come back and do his job. What are we talking about right now? My goodness. My. Mm-mm. You mad? Oh, South senses, y'all killing me with this robe. I don't know what robe you're talking about. So nonetheless, Fives on Creole, that is, or whatever this five sickle, that's very pretty, the claps and the chair thing. So nonetheless, as I was saying, ladies, thank you, Lauren. Talking about it is, yes, it's his job to have the hand truck. We were talking about over 200 pounds worth of boxes. Why would I be helping him? Yes, Erica, he said he didn't have one. It's not my job to help him at all. It is his job to come here prepared. I pay for pickups and he will do his job or find somebody who can. It's as simple as that. But giving him my hand, no, because he needed the flatbed hand truck, the one with the flat part on it to hold all of these boxes. You saw the way those boxes looked. Sakue says, I wonder if men ever stop to think about the fact that women would prefer to be feminine, but more times than most, we are forced to step up because they don't own their roles. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You see, how can I describe this? How can I describe this? Okay. It's like bumper cars. This is a quick reference, and it's not a perfect one because in short time, with an early morning mind, I'm not able to think of it just yet, right? Um, just in bumper cars where you're riding around and you bump into other people's cars and then you're bounced off and you have to keep driving around. More times than not, men step up into their role of the masculine. That is their natural position. And just like in bumper cars, when you bump up against something that doesn't feel comfortable or isn't in alignment, you bounce right back off of that, and then you continue to ride and flow until you find the person till you find the person who is a good fit for you. And we have Robert in here typing in all caps. Bottom line, women ain't worth it. Da 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 da. Period. Now you see, this is a man who is disconnected from his masculine. He's in here typing in his all caps in an after dark video where, where I'm talking to women, and now he's angrily balls beating against the keyboard, talking about how women aren't worth it, right? And truly, it is his job as man to attract a woman who is. It's after dark before the sun. Hey, either or, you know, it's his job to, oh goodness, we have more men than I realize. We have Darius in here. Listen, Joanna's, hey Joanna, welcome. Your pack went out yesterday, so I'm so glad about that. Who was up this early trolling? So, so it is his job as man to choose the right woman for him, the woman who is worth it. And if he feels that most women are not, then that is an indication of who he is as man. That if a woman is not able to rest in her feminine around him, it says a lot about him as a man, right? As a man. So listen, I'm going to tell you all something, right? This is going to be just between you and I, right? So I told you yesterday that the UPS driver got into a confrontation, a verbal confrontation with my father. And my father is a very laid back, very jokey type of person. You know, my father was raised a fighter, right? A boxer. My father was a boxer. That's how he made his way out of the island he's from and around the Americas, finally landing in the United States, right? And so when my father came inside the house yesterday, he said he was like, I think you should switch to FedEx, right? Because of the way that man who was operating in his low female dog energy, right? That driver operating in his low female dog energy, right? So when the supervisor, so when the second UPS guy came there and I had to start recording him, right? My father started to address him, right? And when it comes to men, the way men relate to one another is very different than the way women relate to women and very different than the way women relate to men, right? And I had to get my father to stop addressing the UPS driver because these types of situations can escalate very quickly and turn into a situation that nobody wants, right? So I had to get my father to stop addressing him because I already knew how it was going to go and I knew what that guy needed to do and I knew that he needed to go and do it. The guy who came here with no hand truck, right? And then I got on the phone and I did what I needed to do to then get a supervisor to come with a driver, right? When they came, I took care of the situation. My father stayed in the house, right? And my father knew that if the situation arose in which I needed him, he was right there because he was inside. He stayed in the house because the situation was under control. He trusted that I would get this, that I could handle that portion of it until a situation arose in which I was not able to, right? And because this is my business and because I understand how these things work and I had things that were already in play, My father trusted me to be able to take care of that. Was it a situation that was uncomfortable for me? Yes, because I had to rise into my masculine energy to handle this situation. And when I came back into the house, right? There was no confrontation. There was no this, that, and the other. As a matter of fact, my father had some hot boiling water that he gave me to make my, as you all saw, my giant cup of cocoa, right? And my father allowed me for the rest of the night to just rest in my feminine, undisturbed, undeterred, etc. Right? And so I tell that story because we must be able to be in environments where, when all is said and done, that our feminine energy is able to be repleted, that we are able to nourish ourselves as women. So hold on, let me put this back up. Fifth cycle. I forgot. I saw you type with your name, but I'm just gonna say fifth cycle, right? I witness men uplifting and protecting women all day, every day, but are totally ignored. Why is that? That part. When you say that you witness men protecting women all day, but are totally ignored, why is that? I wonder what it is that you mean, right? I wonder what it is that you mean. Um, a man who protects women, in what context is he protecting women? Is he protecting random women? And what is it that he's expecting for these random women to then do for him? Is he expecting for them to fall onto their knees in a row, like in some of those blue movies or adult movies that we see, as he takes out his phallus and slaps it across each one of their faces as he passes by? Is that what he's expecting? Is he, quote unquote, protecting women because he's expecting something in return? Is he expecting a ticker tape parade with rounds of applause of women, like people were standing up during the early parts of the pandemic, banging pots and pans in their honor? Is he protecting women because he is upholding the mantle of manhood and not expecting anything in return, but he's doing what is right because it is for what is right's sake? Because when you start saying that they're totally ignored, it sounds as if he's standing out there like, now I've protected you, women, where are your wombs? And it's like, is that how you think that this works? Help me understand. Help me understand. Standard doesn't get praise. All C's report card means you passed, not excelled. Listen, listen, I need to understand what he's talking about, because I'm trying to figure out what this the chats are going so quickly. To get a well done pat. Let's see. It's only men in the black community that don't want to lead. They want to role play a king without being one. Wow, I just had this conversation with a friend regarding how she stays in her masculine, how men respond to it, and she always seems to take on the traditional male role but complains of doing so. And he says, you see, that response is the reason why chivalry. Let me go get my coat since we're shivering in here. Because chivalry is dead. Son, you can't even spell chivalry. You're talking about chivalry. No. Part of the reason that chivalry is in the tatters is because of men who are so far in their feminine that they are, or in their lower female dog energy, that they are looking for. I see. The thing is, you haven't answered my question. You haven't answered my question. Who is it that you are doing all of this protecting to? Is it random women? And what are you expecting for these random women to do? Who is it? Like, are you doing this for accolades? No, not chivalry, chivalry. Beautiful is saying many men have mothers who fail them. The men who have mothers who quote unquote failed them because the fathers failed him first. Listen, let's not overlook that the choice not to be there is a choice that also affects the rearing of your children. It's not chivalry, fifth science. It's not. It's chivalry. It starts with a C. So it's like you're talking about all of this leading that you're doing, misspelling the words of chivalry. Who is it that you're leading and what are you leading them into? Because spelling like that, you wouldn't lead a woman like me. You know what I'm saying? I would look and I would feel sorry for you. I wouldn't respect you as man because I value intelligence. You know what I mean? I value the engineer's mind. I'm not the brute force kind of person. But then you never you never told me who is it that you're quote unquote protecting. You're in a space where women are having a conversation and you're jumping up and down, misspelling words and talking about what you aren't getting. If there's something that you as a man are not getting from women, you have to look at yourself. Just like when I was talking with that woman who was talking about having the hand truck and helping a man. If you are not getting what it is that you need from men, from women, you've got to look at yourself and the decisions that you are making with who it is that you're laying up with. Fifth is saying, it's not me. I'm saying I have noticed it. So you're looking at what other men are doing. You're standing there staring and watching other men, quote unquote, protect random women and not receive the accolades. You don't know what he is receiving at home. And if there is no one home for him, there is a misalignment in him. And he's saying chivalry. Thank you. I've learned something today. I wonder how it is that you've been in this space talking about chivalry for so long and not know how to spell it, misspelling it. Come on. You have to tell me who is it that you are. You see, you're being disruptive now. We're giving a lesson and you're coming out. Just come on. Gosh, this is the masculine energy that you're talking about being disruptive as oh gosh. You see, now oh goodness. Now you're going to have to make me rise up some of my masculine energy to deal with you now this morning. Come on. Grapple up on the nuts. Pull on the nuts up close to your body and go sit down someplace. God, if your testicles are cold, pull them up closer to your body. Goodness. And if they're too hot, let them hang free, son. God, if it's just like, doesn't make any sense. Ah. Ah. goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, Joanna, I'm glad you spoke because your man is a prime example, right? Because when we were on our live and Joanna was talking about the makeup pack and she looked all sad, right? Her man immediately sprung into action, and within moments, I heard the sound coming through that the makeup pack was bought. You know what I'm saying? But then here we have men, oh God, it's too much. Amanda saying he just wants your attention. You know, I'm trying not to put the children on timeout, but he's gonna get put into a corner. And perspective is saying you don't know what that so-called chivalrous man does behind closed doors. We're not interested in fake gestures, expecting something in return. We're learning to discern which men truly do the work. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Too Sweet says, my supervisor has stopped the men from getting our product, even though it's in the SOPs. Our average containers weigh 50 pounds and 60 pounds. The men will watch you struggle and not offer help. And Too Sweet says, unless they are trying to smash. And I'm so glad you used a violent word like smash because so often intercourse is described by men with violent derogatory terms and 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 you're right, this is what I'm saying. He's talking about there being ignored. Who, listen, I don't even want to speak about him anymore. He's taking up too much of our time. And Ascension is saying, excuse me, Tonya, men like that make the womb dry like desert. Listen, no, I feel you. Because even I felt my ovaries tribulating just a moment ago, having to address this man. Ugh, gosh. I wish I had some cocoa, but oh, just gosh, the Lord. And Erica is saying, stop saying that I'm trying to help by handing a hand truck. It was really a joke. I was saying, give him a hand truck. He claimed he didn't have one. Then he can use mine. There's no excuses to get my boxes. I thought I put LOL at the end of my sentence. LOL. Okay, all right. It is not even my job to hand him my hand truck. It is his job to come prepared, not my job to problem solve for him. He has a problem he needs to solve. It is his job to figure out how to solve that problem. They were going to pick up my boxes. They were going to pick up my boxes without me having to do anything. I did enough. I did enough. So I did enough. So fifth science is coming from Sweden. No wonder you around all that milk without enough cocoa, honey. Please fall down. So listen, I'm just saying, it is not my job to hand him my hand truck. It is not my job to even have a hand truck. He is employed by a company that provides them hand trucks. If there is a problem, he needs to solve it. And as you saw, they solved the issue by sending someone here. What am I doing? Was gonna send some professional man my hand truck so that he could work and do his job with mine? Are you mad? Never. Never. I see we're going to have to get some big knockout mugs. I see we're going to have to do that. Listen. Listen, I see I'm gonna have to take Lauren. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, mm, mm, mm. Listen, I'm gonna put you in timeout, fifth science. You being disruptive now. You being disruptive. You're taking too much energy. You're taking up too much. You know, I don't know how many too much. I've had to put you in timeout now. Go face the wall. You'll come off a timeout in 5 minutes. Paulette, you can't find the book on Amazon? No, my book is on Amazon Canada. Unless it's sold out. Lord of mercy. I hope it's not sold out. But I can't even go to look for it now. And as you see, my background is starting to get lighter. The sun is going to begin to come up soon. It's 5:52 and it's time to start getting ready for the day. Really? Let me so no one can find my book, Tonya TKO, you search on Amazon. Hold on, let me take a look. Amazon Tonya TKO. Tonya TKO books, Amazon. All right. When I do a Google search for, let's see, Book of Affirmation Self Love, I see it and it's in stock. You search for Tonya TKO. Look, I see it. There it is. All I did was when I went to Google, I searched Amazon Tonya TKO, and then it says here Tonya TKO books on Amazon. Then it has my podcast there, and then it has the Book of Affirmations there. I click on it, and it says in stock, and I it is available in Canada. If it's not, then so if there's any issue, you all have to let me know because it's supposed to be available in Canada. Anyway, it is 1:52 p.m. in Kenya. Welcome, my Kenyans. Welcome, my South Africans. When will my book be back in the UK? You know, I haven't been able to get the book to the UK. I need to do another printing, but thank you for the reminder because this is something that I need to do and get done. So, I need to do a third version of the book because it seems like we've sold out. Yeah. So, okay. All right. All right. So yeah, so now we're starting to venture off into other topics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to if there's any last questions before we go, if there's any last questions before we go, I'll answer them now and then let's see what time it is. It's 44 minutes we've been doing this. 10:55 a.m. in London. All right. Have a good day, ladies. Have a good day, gentlemen. I'll see you all in the next video. We will be doing a video today. Do I miss California? I don't. I don't miss California. California was a place of a lot of emotional trauma for me, and I don't miss California. I associate it with that trauma and with the displacement and with all of that, you know? So I miss my trailer. But even my trailer is a reminder of the trauma that I faced in California. Take some melatonin, get some rest. You know what? I had some melatonin somewhere around here, but it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What rest are we talking about now? It's time to start the day because I'm going to be doing a video today. Actually, I want to do two videos today. And I want to do a video on I am going to be coming on later. I'm going to be doing a video on that pastor who used his phlegm to anoint a person on stage, all in the man eyes and everything. I have to show this to you all. It's disgusting. Oh, Paulette is saying the quote today is replenish your feminine energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shark is saying melatonin does not work for me. It does work for you. You have to find a different brand. Melatonin is what you naturally secrete. So it works for any human. Unless, I mean, maybe the synthetic form that they're using. Oh my God, here comes Fifth Science back again off his timeout. And he says, let's see. My point stands. So if a man is not expecting anything in return, you will still assume that he's expecting something in return. You are the one who is assuming that you know what other man is being ignored or not ignored. Which other man are you talking about? Give us an example of the man that you're talking about. Which other man have you been staring at and eyeing to see what he is or isn't getting? Have you tried a lot, Shark? I'm sorry to hear that it doesn't work for you. There are other things that you can do naturally to boost your melatonin. There are things that you can do naturally. So, um, try working out during the day. That helps. You know, you get good sleep at night. And Google it. Google it. Marcus is saying, take care, Tonya. Thanks for your time and wisdom. Thank you for coming through and allowing, and letting us know that you were here, but also allowing the ladies to talk, because this was an important conversation. Fifth Science, with a Hotepian name, decided to be disruptive. A fifth cycle, is that what it is? He's on his fifth cycle. Maybe that's what it is. He's on his fifth cycle. He's having 5 cycles a month, you know? Green vegan is being vulgar. Fifth, you're not telling us who is it. It's just the energy one feels, so he stops himself from doing it. Listen, you're going out there in your child energy, talking about you are staring down other men and knowing what it is that they are and aren't receiving. You're assuming for these other men. And then you're saying that you're feeling this energy from other men, which is stopping you from protecting women. Sir, I don't care. I don't care whether you do or don't protect women. I don't care whether or not your genes never make it into this world. I don't care. You have your, I don't care. You do whatever it is that you choose to do. Just you look, don't come near me. Don't come near me. I don't have the time to try to convince you to be a man or to be a protector or provider. I don't care. I listen, I don't look. You are exhausting. You're exhausting. This is probably why you attract masculine women, because of your child energy. Did you have to find a woman who wants to come there and be your mother? I don't care what I don't care who you or what you don't protect. I don't care if you never have children. I don't care. Listen. And it's unfortunate if you do have children and your children have such a low vibrational energy father and your children end up not thriving. We over here are thriving. We are thriving. So you go ahead and you let your children be on the lower end. You go ahead because you're talking about how you don't want to protect or provide because of some energy that you claim that you are staring at other men doing, men you say that you don't know. God. Ugh. Here he is with his lowercase u. You can't pervert every man, though. Now I'm done. You should have been done when you got put in timeout, but you weren't, were you? Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna go read and relax this morning, but I gotta go start helping get ready for school and all that stuff. It's 6 o'clock. So Erica's talking about he need a juice box and shut up. He need to take a nap. This is what I'm saying. Ladies, does the way that he's behaving inspire your feminine energy? Does it? And he's talking about Nubian goddess, you go away. I'm making a real point here. So now he is telling women to go away. What type of man tells women to go away? I got what you need right here. You're in timeout again. He got himself put in timeout again. And listen, masculine men don't argue on the internet. Masculine men don't stand up arguing and fussing on the internet. They don't. They don't. He got put in timeout. He didn't earn a block party, but he got put in timeout again. And he's probably sitting there typing furiously like that. You know that Kermit meme? Typing furiously in timeout. Let me go replete. Exactly, Lauren. He's in a female conversation telling women to go away from a female conversation. He saw there were other men here. All of the other men sat back and let us have our conversation. This is why I need to make sure that the text notification squad that people are able to sign up because I've heard that there might be some sort of malfunction so that we can have our broadcast behind the scenes and just have our talks amongst ourselves because these people, you know, and the crazy part is that even men who are in their feminine sat back and allowed the conversation to take place. You know what I mean? Just, ugh. Green Vegan says, what did you do to get put in time out? Tisk, tisk, tisk. All right. Let me get out of here. Tonya Tko and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is as a woman, replenishing your feminine energy, as a man, staying rooted in your masculine, doing things that you need to do to replenish your masculine energy. You know, as a man, you cannot be up under a woman all the time. That is going to drain your masculine energy. You have to be able to go out there with other men and smash rocks and whatever it is that men do when they with one another, chop down trees or lift up whatever it is that you all do, you know, go do push-ups with one another and all of that. You have to replenish your masculine energy. You have to be around other men. You have to replenish that so that you can be able to give a woman what it is that she needs because if you are always in your feminine as a man, you're not going to be able to give a woman what she needs, because a woman is going to need you to be masculine so that she can be feminine. You know what I mean? And it may be, and women will, for the most part, women will want to occupy and monopolize your time, but you cannot allow a woman to monopolize all of your time so that you are not able to replenish yourself by being with other men. Because women civilize men, but men must have the time that they need to be amongst other people in discivility. You have to be able to let the caveman out so that you can be able to come home and be the man that your woman needs you to be. You know, slap boxing, is that what they're doing? I remember slap boxing from when we were teenagers, and you would see the boys slap boxing one another, stuff that we as women just cannot understand. So yes, you have to take your time. Even if your woman wants to be up under you 24 hours a day, you have to have your guy time. You have to. Otherwise, you'll go crazy trying to fit in a civilized world that women have cultivated for you. You have to go slap box one another, you know, whatever men are doing with each other, rough housing. I cannot anymore. I'm out of here. I'll see you all later. Peace. It's too much. The big hand. Here, where's the slap box hand? Here. You can't see it because it's too dark. All right. Good night, everyone. Or good morning. I'll see you all a little later in the day. As soon as I replenish and come back. Bye, Fit Science, since you're still in timeout.